Yeah, this is better for the soul, better for the noggin, as they say. Apart from there's people here. Good morning, Rambles fans. Well, it's been a few weeks, hasn't it? About 3 and a bit, to be precise, since I've spoken to you last, because we've been so busy. I've been doing deck building and other jobs at home anyway for Mrs. B, but we're on it again. We are on just a couple of nights away on a local hike called the Solent Way. Now, the entire length goes from Emsworth, east of Portsmouth, to Milford-on-Sea, which is west of Lymington area. I'll put a map up of the whole walk, but we're going to do a 40-mile section from Lymington going east towards Portsmouth. So a couple of nights, and I'll take you along with me and hope you enjoy the walk. But to start with, we've got what I think is one of the nicest views on the Isle of Wight, which is Yarmouth Harbour. Let me show you what we've got here. Isn't that delightful on a morning like this? Sun shining, and just over that's the entrance to the harbour over there, but I can see the Hythe Ferry coming in, which is the 0905. So I'm on that one, and it's about a 40-minute crossing from Yarmouth to Lymington. And then we've got the Yarmouth lifeboat stationed here as well. So yeah, it's a beautiful spot, Yarmouth, delightful village. And I think you can see this in one of my previous videos, actually. We'll link it. One of the ones that we did in the winter. So anyway, glad you could come. Hope you enjoy the next couple of days. Hopefully we'll see some really lovely ocean views. I don't know where I'm staying tonight exactly. I've got an idea, but I'll determine when we get a bit closer how many miles we're getting today. So yeah, I'm really excited to get going again. I've been itching to get going since we finished the South Downs Way, and it's still another month or so before we can get on to the Cumbria Way. All right then, bye for now, and I'll bring you back in a bit. So I don't know how well trodden it's going to be, or how busy it's going to be. I don't suppose it's one of the more busy trails or ways or routes that people can follow, but it actually is part of, I think, the England coast path, and also the European something path, which I saw on the map last night. How far that goes, who knows? But yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be some road sections in it because of the nature of it, but it started off just back there. Well, it starts off in Milford-on-Sea, which is a few miles further west, but at Lymington there's a bit of a wood section, and then it opens out to this sort of open countryside here. Looks like there's I mean, yeah, grass airfield. Might have been an airfield during the war, maybe. Might look that up later. So yeah, stay with me. Can't tell you how good it is to be out and about again. Just enjoying the countryside and the you know, all that sort of thing. So bear with me. I will come back when I've got some more stuff to show you. Bye for now. Yeah, as I thought, it was RAF Lymington. Looks like it was a United States Air Force station during World War II, and it says it was construction started in 1943 in preparation for the invasion of mainland Europe, which of course was the 80th anniversary just a week or so back. So yeah, 2 grass strips. There's 1 remaining blister hanger. Maybe it come up on that video I just shot back there. Looks like it was a fighter station. Alright, so it didn't have a long life. It was sort of, the site was broken down in spring 1945. Returned to farming in 1946. Wow. So yeah, anyway, respect. Yeah, first observation, pay close attention to the route. I actually made a mental note, right, just after those woods, or the edge of the woods, turn left. Started daydreaming, didn't look at the edge of the woods, didn't turn left, a dead end. Hint number 1. Look at your map. So, the New Forest, I hear absolutely no one ask me, what's it all about? Because it isn't new, clearly. Well, apparently it was proclaimed a royal forest by, I believe, William the Conqueror in the late 1000s. Proclaimed a royal forest. So basically he claimed it to go hunting in, and then bragged about it, saying, look at my new forest. You see? Look at my new forest. So, but it was only proclaimed, designated a national park in something like 2005. So there you have it. So I think the Southampton Water is over to my right, over that way. And the trail so far has been delightful. And I'm heading to Buckler's Hard, which is quite a historic area of shipbuilding, I think, in Tudor times. Being wary of horseflies, I have a history of horsefly bites and they're not nice. So yeah, Buckler's Hard, history of shipbuilding, I think, in Tudor times. And then further on from that is Bewley. So I think I'm about 4 miles actually from Buckler's Hard. So I'm probably going to stop there and have some lunch, and I'll bring you back when I do. Talk to you in a bit. So this is Buckler's Hard, famous for shipbuilding in the 1700s for about 60 or 70 years, 100 years maybe. Some of the ships that were built here fought in the Battle of Trafalgar. And there's a vintage car meet here today. Pub. Quite touristy. So the last section was a little bit, quite a lot roady actually. Quite a lot of road in the last 2 or 3 miles, something like that. But this is a very lovely spot. I'm just going to have a little wander about without tripping over. Nearly tripped over twice today. Yeah, about 45 Royal Navy ships were built here in the 1700s. Here's an image of the launchways. And you can see that's where the cottages, which I've just walked past up there, that's where they would have been. So right here where I'm stood would have been slipways where those ships were built. In fact, I think I've read that that one, the Euryalus, what was in the Battle of Trafalgar. And in fact, my research tells me that even during World War II, This was a site that used to build motor torpedo boats, and then it was a docking area for hundreds of landing craft, apparently, because of the fairly hard shoreline. It's a very sort of shingly shoreline, so it's good for landing craft up against and so on. But look at that, it's quite a beautiful spot, isn't it? I think you'll agree. Don't know how old these are. I mean, I wonder if these are actually these docks actually from that time. I don't know, but anyway, they're here now. And that way is out towards the Solent, and that way is up towards Bewley, which is where I am going to go. That is called Henry's Pub, which is after Henry Adams, which was one of the original shipbuilders that the Admiralty posted to this area to build ships for the Navy. Look what I find. Yes, you guessed it. You guessed it, walk fans. An 8. So there's a couple of short diversions off the main track from Buckleshard to Bewley for walkers only, and you know, you're right next to the river there, Bewley River. This is better. That last section there was a bit roady. Yeah, this is better. Let me show you. Yeah, there's a couple of sections of this. There's about 2 miles up to Bewley and a couple of short sections of this just nearer the river. So yeah, this is better for the soul, better for the noggin, as they say. Apart from there's people here. So if you're not watching my friend Ken Griffith, his videos on YouTube at Ken Griffith 45, you ought to be. Just dawned on me as I was walking through that section there how much of a contrast there is between Ken's videos and my, I don't know what that was, just crawled in front, a little tiny, his videos and mine anyway. Of course, he's based in Westchester, which I think is a county in New York State, and I'm based on the Isle of Wight. But so my videos are always generally of countryside and, you know, solitude and all that sort of thing, and Ken's is about New York State and all the stuff that's there, and he does lots of great informative city walks and also walks out to various parks locally. But yeah, check him out. And the news is him and his lovely wife Gabby are coming to visit us next week, so I can't wait for that. So that's Bewley Village back there, and this is what you get in the New Forest. Horses, donkeys, deer, all roaming free, no enclosures. Been as quiet as possible to just get through, because I don't want to scare them and they'll end up running onto the road, and that's the last thing I want to happen. Yeah, so I'm through. There you go. Good morning and welcome back to Ian's Rambles. So I made my way through the New Forest last night, and it was had to make a decision. So to get to a campsite, I had to deviate from the track by a couple of miles anyway. So I ended up in Marchwood at a campsite called Tanglewood, which was nice actually. And now I've got to get myself back down towards Hythe. So it's very urban at the minute. And actually a lot of the last section, apart from the New Forest after that, that was quite roady. So Solent Way so far, some parts really nice, some parts too much road. But I guess it's not one of the top 10 trails that people are going to want to tick off, are they? So but still, I'm hopeful that on the other side of Stampton Water that follows a waterside trail, so we'll see when we get to that. Yeah, so that's me. I'm trying to get into Hythe to catch the Hythe Ferry, and when I get there I will bring you back and show you what the Hythe Ferry looks like. That'll be exciting. Hello again. So I've stumbled across a trail on the OS that sort of leads me off the main road back there all the way into Hythe and nearly to the Hythe Ferry, which is great. So we're back in the countryside, which is absolutely delightful, isn't it? Look, and a bit of a woodland walk as well. So yeah, anyway, I didn't sleep brilliantly last night. I've really got to think about my sleep system, as they say. The sleeping pad, really comfortable actually. It's an Alp Kit Uno, something like that. That's no problem. It's I've under prepared on the sleeping bag stakes. I'm not going to name what it is, but yeah, I need to up the game a little bit. I thought it'd be alright because it's with it being June, but yeah, it got pretty chilly, and I almost didn't bring my sort of nighttime warm gear, but I did in the end, luckily. So coming back to OS maps, a shout out to anybody that knows. I like the OS maps, OS app, but there's a couple of things I can't quite get to grips with. Like, if you want to find, the start and finish of a recognised trail or way, like the South Downs Way or the Cumbria Way, can you, I know you can find it on the app and you can find it on the map and plot it yourself, but can you put in the actual trail name and it go and find it for you and then plot the route? And then it's you know, automatically. Does anyone know how to do that? Please, can you help me? Because that would be really handy. And I don't know, I've looked at other ones. Komoot was one, and All Trails, but I'm not 100%, you know, I've subscribed to the OS one, so I don't know if the other ones can do that or not. But yeah, if anyone knows, can you put it in the comments, please? So yeah, a couple more miles I think into Hythe through this lovely countryside, and I'll come back to you then. Hopefully I might pick up a bit of breakfast on the way. Bye for now. So we're in Hythe Marina, which looks like a lovely place to be. Apparently I've got to come around here, and then if the lock is open I can get across, and if it's sorry, if the lock is open I can't, if it's closed I can, or something like that. Anyway, I just saw this as well, look, which looks like RAF rescue boat, MOD patrol boat in RAF markings. Anyway, I'm just going to follow this around here, and I'll see what I can find. So Hythe village behind me, managed to get across the lock. This is Southampton water, with Southampton that way. Southampton water. Bit grey overhead today. There is a forecast of rain later on, and I think the Hythe Ferry goes from there, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check that. But I thought I'd show you this, and whenever that goes across, I shall be walking on the other side down towards Hamble Le Rice. And I think the other side is mainly a waterside kind of walk, so looking forward to that. Didn't actually end up walking through Hythe, so didn't get any breakfast. Well, I've had my breakfast, but I didn't get any more, if you follow me. Alright, enough for now, bye. So this is Hythe, near the Hythe Ferry. Looks like a nice little place actually, never been here before. And there's a Hythe Pier and Ferry. Luckily there's a little train thing that gets you there. Here we go, look, there's a memorial for Reginald Joseph Mitchell, who the designer of the Spitfire. This is at Woolston, in near Southampton. So on this site, the first Spitfire was built by the Supermarine Aviation Works. And here it is, right on this site. It's all this in a housing estate now, in Woolston. Respect. Hello again. So, yeah, over the Itching Bridge. I would have given you a shot of that, but it was so windy. And so I didn't bother. Anyway, I'm trying to pick up on the Solent Way in the Woolston area. Not sure what that is, but I'm in the Netley area. So I'll have a look it up. Okay. And so this is the Solent Way on the east shore of Southampton Water. It's a bit breezy this side. That's back towards Southampton. And the Isle of Wight is over in the distance. And Hamble is about 3 miles away, I think. And the feet are telling me. that won't come out. But anyway, just checking the map. Got a couple of miles to Hamble Le Rice, and that was the target for today. That's 12 miles so far. Note to self: just remember to stop and have some lunch before you start to get hungry. Excuse me. Yeah, must remember to do that. You'd be surprised how good you start to feel. Anyway, but I was looking for somewhere that was out of the wind, and this little place along Netley seafront called Sophie's Pond, it's called. And the sea is behind us. Perfect spot. Pity there isn't a coffee stand there. I don't know how much you heard of the last bit because the battery gave out. So the building at the back, further down there, was Netley Castle. And what I was going to say after that was made a child error, schoolboy error. I have been toying with the idea of hiking in trail runners. And I probably shouldn't have tried doing that and doing 16, 17 miles yesterday out the back. And I didn't go and buy new ones. I've had these for 2 or 3 years actually, but I've never walked any distance in them. Anyway, I'm paying for it. So I don't know whether to pursue the trail runner thing. Let me know if anyone's tried them and what have you tried, what brand. That'd be great. But I'm paying for it today. Blisters on my right foot, and so I need to look at my summer hiking footwear, and I need to revisit the sleeping bag thing. And my bag is still too heavy. It's about 10 or 11 kilos with food and water. It just feels like a ton weight. Is it the bag? It's all right when it's on. It's quite comfortable. Or what can I cut out? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my lunch. Talk to you in a bit. So studying the architecture, I'd say it's too late of a style for the French. So I'm deducing it's probably for the Germans. Good afternoon, and now we are in Hamble Le Rice, which is a pretty little village, and I've got to get a ferry from here across to Warsash, and a sign tells me it's down that way. So I think I'd probably come this way. Now Hamble is famous, or maybe not so famous, for an 80s drama series. Can't remember the name of it. I'll have to research that, and we'll put it up on the screen somewhere. Yeah, so when I find out when the ferries go, where they go exactly, I will come back to you and I'll show you that excitement in a bit. Bye for now. Hello. So as it happens, the ferry is not running from Hamble to Warsash. So what that means is I'm going to have to busy myself at a local hostelry for half an hour, 40 minutes before my pickup arrived. And so I'm calling it at that for this adventure, short adventure overnight. Been great in places and not so great in other places, i.e. the road is a bit roady in places and a bit towny in places, but apart from that, in the country areas it's been lovely. So this looks like a likely establishment. So it's goodbye from me, and I'll catch up with you on the next one. Bye for now. I wish you were a drone.